Hello, everyone. Welcome to Story Orbit N. My name is Jessica, and I am very happy to be here.
And I'm Tom, and I am also here but a little less happy, because I already know that Jessica is going to defend Apple like it is her favorite child.
That is not true, Tom. Well, maybe a little true, but come on, the iPhone 17 just came out, and I think it's exciting.
Exciting? I think it's just another rectangle with a screen that costs too much.
Today, our big question is this. Does Apple still innovate, or do they just launch new phones to keep people buying? And while we talk, we will also explain lots of English vocabulary, grammar, and expressions so you learn and laugh at the same time.
Exactly. And by the way, the word innovate means to create something new or to introduce new methods. For example, if a company makes a car that flies, that is innovation. If they just change the color of the same car, that is not really innovation. That is just marketing.
Marketing is a good word to explain. Marketing means the strategies or ways a company uses to make people want to buy their products. For example, showing beautiful ads or making long videos about how your life will be perfect if you buy a phone.
And Apple is a master of marketing. People see the ad and suddenly they feel their old phone is garbage, even if it still works perfectly.
That is a bit harsh, Tom. But let's debate. Do you think the iPhone 17 has no innovation at all?
Maybe a little, but for me, innovation should be big. Like when the first iPhone came out in 2007, that changed everything. Now, they just say better camera, better battery. That is like saying, my sandwich today has more cheese than yesterday. Nice, but not revolutionary.
Revolutionary is a good word. It means something that creates a huge change. Like electricity was revolutionary, the internet was revolutionary, a sandwich with more cheese is definitely not revolutionary.
Exactly, and that's my point. Apple used to be revolutionary. Now it's more evolutionary. Let me explain that. Evolutionary means small changes over time, like how animals evolve slowly. The phone evolves slowly too.
I see your point. But I think small changes can add up. To add up means when small things together create a bigger result. Example, if you save 1 coin every day, in 1 year you will have many coins. That adds up. So maybe each small change in the iPhone adds up to something really good.
Maybe, but it still feels like people are paying a lot of money for very small differences.
Let's teach another expression. When Tom says feels like, he is using it in a figurative way. It doesn't mean his body feels something physically. It means he has the impression or the opinion. Example, it feels like summer already. Doesn't mean I'm touching summer. It means I think the weather is like summer.
Yes, and in English, we often say it feels like to express our perception. Another example, it feels like this meeting will never end. That doesn't mean the meeting literally is eternal. It means I think it is too long.
So Tom, let's imagine you have an iPhone 14. Do you think upgrading to the iPhone 17 is pointless?
Pointless means with no point or no purpose. And yes, for me, it is pointless. If my old phone still works, why would I pay again for something that only looks a little different?
But for me, it makes sense. Makes sense means it is logical. I use my phone all the time for photos, for work, for everything. If the new one is faster, lighter, has a better camera, that is worth it for me.
Worth it is another good one. When we say something is worth it, it means the benefits are greater than the cost. Example, going to the gym is hard, but it is worth it because you get healthy. Or eating chocolate cake is worth it because it makes you happy, even if maybe not healthy.
Good example. For me, the iPhone 17 is worth it because I like new technology.
And for me, it is not worth it because I prefer to keep my money.
Tom, you sound like my dad. He still uses a phone from 2015. He says, it makes calls, it sends texts, why change?
I like your dad already. That is the logical approach. People survive for thousands of years without smartphones. We don't need a new one every year.
But technology also brings joy. Sometimes people just enjoy having something shiny and new. And shiny and new is an expression meaning exciting and attractive simply because it is new. Example, if someone buys a new car, they might say, look at my shiny new car. It's not about the function, it's about the feeling.
Yes, but shiny and new doesn't last. After 2 weeks, the phone feels like every other phone. That excitement fades. Fades means slowly disappears. Example, the color on a shirt fades after many washes.
True, but some people love that initial excitement.
Now, Jessica, let's get back to Apple. What do you think about their strategy? Is it about innovation or about money?
Both. Companies always want money. But Apple also pushes technology forward, maybe not as dramatically as before, but still. For example, they improve the camera so people can make professional videos. That helps creators.
But again, creators are maybe 5% of users. The other 95% just take photos of their dog or their lunch. They don't need Hollywood quality. Their dog looks cute even in low quality.
Maybe, but people like to dream, and Apple sells the dream. That's part of innovation too, selling people the idea of what they could do.
That is not innovation. That is psychology. Making you feel you need what you don't need.
But language learners can learn from that expression too. Sell the dream is often used in English to describe when someone convinces you with an ideal image, not the reality. Example, a travel agency shows a perfect beach photo. They are selling the dream, but maybe the hotel is not so perfect in real life.
Exactly. And Apple is an expert at selling the dream. But real innovation, I think, should surprise us. Like foldable phones or holograms. And that is what I want, not just another rectangle with 3 instead of 2 camera lenses.
But small steps are also innovation, like language learning itself. You don't suddenly wake up fluent. You improve little by little. That is evolution, not revolution.
That is a very nice metaphor. But still, I think phones could do more.
Let's talk grammar again. I said, you don't suddenly wake up fluent. Notice the adverb suddenly goes before the verb wake up. In English, adverbs often come before or after verbs, but not between verb and object. Example, I quickly ate my lunch. Not, I ate quickly my lunch. That sounds strange.
Good point. And also notice she said fluent. Fluent means you can speak a language easily and without much hesitation. Example, she is fluent in Spanish.
Tom, if Apple offered you a free iPhone 17, would you take it?
Free? Of course, I'm not crazy. Free is always good. But buying it with my own money is another story.
See, so deep down, you do like it.
I like free things. That doesn't mean I support the yearly upgrade circus.
Upgrade circus is a funny phrase. It's not an official term, but when Tom says circus, he means the spectacle, the show, the drama around Apple events. It's like a circus with lights and clowns, but in this case, it's with CEOs and phones.
Exactly. Every year, big music, dramatic videos, the crowd cheering, and then, surprise! Another rectangle.
Do you think Apple still innovates?
My answer, only a little. They innovate enough to keep people buying, but not enough to change the world.
And my answer, yes. They innovate, but in small ways. Not always revolutionary, but useful and enjoyable. And for many people, that is enough.
You know what's really funny? Every year people say, oh wow, the new iPhone camera is now in a different corner of the rectangle. Amazing innovation. Like, come on. Next year, maybe they'll put the camera in the middle of the screen and call it the future.
Don't give them ideas, Tom. They might actually do that.
Exactly. People clap like crazy. Wow, the lens moved 3 millimeters to the left? Take my money. It's like musical chairs, but with cameras.
Okay, but small design changes do make the phone recognizable. You can instantly see who has the new model.
Ah, and here we go. That's the real thing. It's not about technology. It's about status. The new phone is like a shiny badge. Some people show it like, look, I'm superior. I have the 17. You? Still on the 14? Poor thing.
That's a bit cruel, but you're not wrong. Phones have become symbols. Like in the past, having a luxury car or fancy watch showed status. Now, it's a rectangle with a fruit logo.
And the psychology is crazy. People think, if I have the newest iPhone, I'm more modern, more successful, maybe even cooler.
Yes, but that's social perception. Perception means the way others see or interpret something. If your perception is that the new phone makes you look richer or more important, then it works.
But it's all in the mind. The phone doesn't make you better, it just makes your bank account worse.
True, but humans are like that. We like showing our tribe. Some people wear designer shoes. Others buy the latest iPhone. It's identity.
Yeah, but imagine judging someone just because their phone is older. Oh my god, you still have the 12? Do you also live in a cave and write letters with a feather pen?
You're exaggerating, Tom.
I'm not. I've seen people embarrassed to take out their phone in public because it looked old. That's crazy. It's a phone, not a passport to heaven.
But that's why Apple is genius. They don't just sell a phone, they sell identity, belonging, even superiority. That's why the camera moving 3 millimeters becomes innovation.
Exactly. And tomorrow, if they change the button from the right side to the left, people will say, this is the future of technology.
And then we will all buy it.
You will buy it. I'll just keep laughing at the circus.
Okay, fair enough. All right, everyone. We have reached the end of today's episode of Story Orbit N, and what a ride it has been. We debated if Apple is still innovative or just really good at selling shiny rectangles with tiny camera movements.
And we laughed a lot about how people sometimes buy phones just for status, to look richer or cooler than others. Honestly, I still think most of it is just marketing. But Jessica made some good points about small improvements adding up.
And while we argued, we also learned a lot of English vocabulary and expressions. Let's quickly remember them. We talked about innovate, which means to create something new. We explained marketing, which is how companies convince you to buy. We saw revolutionary for big changes and evolutionary for small steps.
We also had to add up, which means little things together can become important. Feels like, which is about impressions, not physical feeling. Pointless, meaning without purpose. And makes sense, which means logical.
Don't forget, worth it when something gives more benefit than the cost. Shiny and new, attractive only because it's new. Fades, meaning slowly disappears. And sell the dream, when someone gives you a beautiful image that may not be reality.
We also touched status, which is your social position. Identity, how you see yourself. Superiority, the feeling of being better. And of course, my favorite, circus, used figuratively to describe the big drama of Apple events.
Exactly. So today we didn't just debate phones, we also built your English toolbox with many useful expressions you will hear in real conversations.
And hopefully you had fun along the way, because learning works better when you laugh.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Orbit, and I am Jessica, still secretly loving Apple. See you next time.
And I am Tom, still secretly laughing at the upgrade circus. Bye everyone!